pot for free. You every now and then see him trade like one Ultras for a tank or something. Just maybe losing control of his hotkeys or something. Rough times, but we're going into Coda now for game 2. Another 2-player map, very similar structure.
Bit harder to go mech on this map though. I'd be surprised if we see INnoVation go for that again. We might see him go back to that traditional bio style that he loves so much.
Yeah, I think there's a high chance of that. Just because I think that map was the best map to go mech on, and he's really good at bio.
We might see it again in Deadwing in game 5, but until then, bio.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see, Moonglade. Going into game number 2, see if Snute can tie things up, or if INnoVation's going to take that 2-0 lead. Up here in the top left, in blue, it's SKT INnoVation.
There he is. Down here in the bottom right, Snute down a game.
Still looking really good in that previous game. Looking like he's on point. No jet lag sort of feels I get from this. I feel like he's absolutely prepared. He slept well. He's ready for this.
He's got this, Wolf. He's got this.
Yeah, let's talk about Snute a little bit more, because those hardcore viewers that stay up all night probably got multi-Twitch up right now watching the GSL at the same time. Know all about INnoVation, but you know, if you're up late and you're watching Korean Starcraft all the time, you might not know about this foreign player. You know, Snute has a lot of history. You can read about him on Liquipedia, which of course is run by his Team Liquid. He's on, you know, basically, if you're not familiar with the Team Liquid, where have you been? It's a great website, a great resource for StarCraft. That's his team, and you know, he's been playing competitive games since he was very young. In fact, I was reading that you know, he used to organize and run like Brood War tournaments in elementary school.
Wow.
With his classmates. Was actually a DDR champion in
I
Norway.
heard that. That's pretty crazy, actually. That's something really unexpected.
Yeah, that's a different skill set. It's like he's got good APM with his feet and his hands. Yeah, he was featured in a lot of newspapers in Norway for his win there with the DDR. I mean, he's been, you know, interested in StarCraft since StarCraft 1. He was in Korea before StarCraft 2, practicing with some of the pros. He's been around the world. Really, really great Zerg player. Definitely not to be underestimated. People say he's the foreign hope. You know, a lot of people say he's the Zerg that kind of stepped in after Stefano retired to represent Europe as one of the top players.
Yeah, definitely. He's always been one of those top foreigners, if not the best. Probably disputed at this point, but certainly last year and the year before that, he was the one guy that we could look at and be like, he can beat Koreans. He's the guy that can go toe-to-toe with like CJ Hero in some of these IEMs, and
yeah, we've
seen amazing stuff from him.
He beat Symbol 4-0 in a finals at Home Story Cup a few years back. I mean,
yeah,
the guy has beaten a lot of Koreans.
That is generally unheard of as well.
Yeah.
Well, looking at this game, we are seeing a Reaper opening into expand from INnoVation, so he's changing things up already. Snute going for that same build, you know, going for that pool first, just keeping things safe, making sure he's got Queen out early enough to deal with any sort of proxy lings if he needs them.
Yeah, and you know, we're just gonna have that quick Hellion approach. No second gas just yet, and we do see that Snute is very close to scouting this. And even a Reaper, yeah, like you said, staying at home, protecting that base.
Yeah, he scouted it was actually a pool first. He was like, okay, I got to be careful of these Ling counterattacks. I can delay my CC on the low ground. If those Lings get in there and kill that SCV, we'll chase it away. So smartly done from INnoVation. He sees exactly what he has to see, gets out.
And Snute actually doesn't make any Lings at all, goes just drones alone because he knows that INnoVation will be prepared for this since he scouted. So he squeezes out a few extra drones. I do like this. He's not going to need them for anything right now.
Yeah, it's just simply droning up behind this. It seems to be more of a Snute style than a preference to safety or whatnot. He doesn't seem to like to go for that hatch first, which is, you know, it's his own style. So like it really cripples him at all. It just means you get that Queen out in the natural a little bit slower. You get the creep spread there a little bit slower as well. But in all things, you still get that third base at around the same time. It's going to be that 6-minute mark again.
Yeah, looks like this Overlord will actually go down. It does verify the starport and the lack of a second gas. But we'll not be able to see if there's a third CC or not.
No, this looks like it's going to be hell bad bio timing by the looks of things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that armory just yet, but it's lining up for that. Medivac's on the way, more Hellions and more Marines.
Yeah, he's got a really healthy Hellion count already, and this can obviously lead to disastrous things at the third base. Sometimes you can just straight up at the natural, and elevators into the main base we see a lot when the natural gets blocked off, for example. INnoVation wants to come over here and poke at this third base just a little bit. There's only one queen out here. Second queen now coming to join her.
Failing that's nearly finished for Snute, which is a very important building to have when you're defending any sort of two-base play.
This Overlord will scout the drop and the Marine count here, so that's really important.
Yeah, that's super important. I think Snute knows exactly what he might be up against. And he didn't see any third CC, which is certainly a big tell as well. That two-base sort of timing is going to be coming. He's going to look to try and cancel that third base and maybe do some economic damage. Snute has to have Banelings out.
He had a really defensive Baneling nest timing again here in this second game, just like the first game, so he's going to have 5 ready by the time this attack hits. His creep spread really good as well, already connecting his bases. Here we go, though. Big attack here, a lot of Hellions at the front.
Yeah, a lot of Hellions. Actually, it's not opting to go for that armory, which is pretty interesting, but still, Hellions will be strong. Cannot take Baneling hits, though, and he gets rid of all of them.
Oh, boy. Really good control. But there's a lot of queens here still, and a few more links to help defend this. Queens start to fall. Medevac gets targeted down, but survives there at the back.
Yeah, scary thing is that Marine count never hasn't been touched at all. So Queens can get DPS down pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's just microing with his Hellions in Hellion mode really, really well. Queen control, really incredible. Unfortunately, it does go down. That was the one with the transfuse either, so it couldn't save anybody.
No, one Baneling left over. Every Queen's going to get cleaned up here. Snute is in a world of trouble. More links coming out there. But even if it gets cleaned up at this point, it's done its job.
Certainly has. Keep in mind, though, Snute does have a pretty big drone lead right now at 54 to 40. Actually just making a few of those into spore crawlers and other structures, so they went down a bit. But he's up 10 harvesters here. But the next follow-up attack is going to be pretty difficult to deal with without queens. That's, I think, what you were referring to more than anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, your production is shot when you lost all your queens, and he hasn't got a queen in his natural own main base currently. Or the third base, mind you. Like, he is currently running dry in production, and that's why he is behind in supply. No, he's not too far ahead in supply, despite all his droning.
Right, and, you know, this Banshee over here is doing some work because there's no Overseer, there's no Lair, and, you know, just finding those queens, killing another queen as the queen got too far away from the spore crawler. Good creep spread continuing here throughout all the chaos, though, from Snute, which is going to be really important. He's going into Roach Warren quickly this time with the +1 upgrades. Do you think he expects mech again, or do you think this is just going to be a timing attack?
I think he might be expecting mech again. Possible timing attack. It wouldn't be unheard of, but INnoVation really has only showed him so far Hellions and Banshees. Another ugly engagement for Snute, unfortunately. He's going to be losing these queens. Not really afford that either.
Yeah. The Marine comes to help out. He's just losing these engagements over and over again.
Ooh, big hit there.
But still not enough to finish this off. This Banshee over here is 12 kills, and it continues. This queen away from an Overseer, away from detection, does get taken out as well. And now this one Banshee free to kill Lings. 11 kills now on drones. This Banshee at 15 kills. Too much damage sustained here for Snute. It's going to be very difficult to actually follow up from here. Yeah,
way too much damage. This Banshee in the main base actually getting way too many drone kills. 12 drones going down overall.
He just has only one queen. That's his only anti-air, and it's defending the third base. So the main base, he can't do anything about that.
No, he took some really ugly engagements with these queens, and now he's really paying for it. He's gonna make he's getting roach speed, so it looks like he might be going for a roach timing, or maybe he is expecting that that mech play once again.
Well, the cool thing about this for him, at least, is even if, you know, he scouts that it's not mech, he can try to make a timing happen, like, kind of out of thin air. It's like, well, that's not what you were doing, unfortunately, but I still have this aggressive roach attack I can do at your third base.
Yeah, I mean, if he makes enough roaches, he can go for a big counter attack here. And maybe he can do some work. The production is up and running now for INnoVation, so he is making nothing but army units now. He's building out that army. And if he gets too big, these roaches won't do anything.
Yeah. The roach combination scales really badly into bio because obviously the bio on the medevacs can out-heal the roach damage because roaches do a lot of damage but very slowly. Another Ling run by over here does get cleaned up by Hellions. And it looks like it's basically still a massive Hellion Banshee play. because all the queens were dead, and he knew he was up against Jesslings into that bio, and he just kept making Banshees because he knew the queen count was low. He's done an insane amount of damage this game with these Banshees.
Yeah, this Banshee has done 14 kills so far. The other ones had, you know, close to 20 as well, so they really pay for themselves, and now there's a huge bio army with all these Hellions, so they're going to be Hellbats next time they engage. That supply lead up 30 supply at this point of the game, 13 minutes in. Never a good sign.
Yeah. Well, this is very, very difficult push to stop. 9 Banelings on the way. Baneling speed starting now. Not even going to be close to being done by the time this attack hits, and he absolutely needs that. Not only is he going to need that, he's going to need a ton of Banelings, which is also just now kind of getting 11 of those. 11 slow Banelings can be kited or just split against pretty easily. He does have his queen count back up.
It is a pretty healthy army for him, Snute, so long as he gets a decent engagement. But it's a lot of Banelings, but yeah, no speed with it is going to be a big problem.
Yeah, even on creep here, INnoVation has so much flexibility. Stims and runs back here. These 2 Widow Mines getting some decent hits off on these queens as well. Now he can just stim and finish the rest of the job. Looks like he's going to take a quick 2-0 lead here after this win.
Yeah, it looks like it. A lot of damage coming in. The natural has been ransacked and GG.
GG indeed. INnoVation going back to more of what we expect to see from him here in Game 2. And just way too much damage on those queens. The queens eliminated early on allowed these Banshees to get out of control.
Yeah. Just, he has to react a little bit better to these early Hellion Marine timing that happened. You know, just getting those queens caught out, losing all of them, puts his production so far behind, eventually puts his supply so far behind. He never really got an army off the ground that could deal with what INnoVation had, or even try for a counterattack.
Well, right now Snute is definitely looking at the underdog, especially after that last game. INnoVation really making it look easy, but he still has a chance here. He's got 1 life left. He will have to win 3 maps in a row. If he wins the first one, the next 2, the last 2 maps are going to be quite large.
Yeah, that's right. Echo, and then is the next map, and then after that, Cactus Valley and Deadwing.
Absolutely. Before we go into Game 3, guys, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back.